Hello, everyone, and welcome to Secrets in the Shadows. My name is Charlotte, and before we begin, I want to take a moment to thank you all for your support. Whether you've been with us from the start or you're new to the channel, your encouragement keeps this channel going. Today, we're exploring a single, deeply shocking true crime story, the case of Gregory Green. This story reveals the heartbreaking consequences of violence and the warning signs that were missed along the way. Before we start, I must warn you, this episode contains graphic details about domestic violence, child abuse, and murder. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Now let's start at the beginning. Gregory grew up in Michigan in what seemed like an ordinary life. There wasn't much public information about his childhood, but people who knew him described him as quiet and somewhat reserved. There were no early signs that he would later commit such horrific acts. Gregory's life took a dark turn in 1991. He was married to Tanya Green, who was pregnant with their child. The couple had been having problems in their marriage. On one fateful day, Gregory and Tanya got into a heated argument. This fight escalated beyond words. Gregory, in a fit of rage, grabbed a knife and stabbed Tanya multiple times, killing her and their unborn child. What happened next was chilling. Gregory called the police and calmly told the operator what he had done. He didn't run. He waited for the police to arrive and arrest him. This level of composure shocked everyone who knew him. Gregory pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 15 to 25 years in prison. While in prison, Gregory seemed to behave well. He completed programs, showed good behavior, and even gained the support of his pastor, Fred Harris, who believed Gregory had changed. After serving 16 years, Gregory was granted parole in 2008. This decision would later have devastating consequences. When Gregory was released from prison, he appeared to be a changed man. He married Faith Harris in 2010. Faith was the daughter of Pastor Fred Harris, the man who had supported Gregory's release. Their relationship seemed hopeful at first. Gregory became a stepfather to Faith's two children, Chadney and Kara, and later they had two daughters of their own, Coy and Kaylee. But behind the scenes, there were signs of trouble. Faith described Gregory as controlling. Though he didn't have a history of physical abuse toward her, his behavior caused tension in their home. In 2013, Faith filed for divorce, but later changed her mind. By 2016, things had worsened, and she filed for divorce again, citing irreconcilable differences. Friends and family started noticing cracks in the relationship, but no one could have predicted what would happen next. On September 21st, 2016, everything fell apart. Gregory's actions that night would shock the nation. Early in the evening, he decided to take his anger and control to unimaginable levels. Gregory had been struggling with the breakdown of his second marriage to Faith Harris Green. She had filed for divorce, and he reportedly felt that his world was falling apart. In Gregory's twisted mind, he believed that by targeting Faith's children, he could inflict the ultimate pain on her. He took his two young daughters, Coy, 5, and Kaylee, 4, and placed them in the family car. Gregory ran a hose from the car's exhaust into the vehicle, filling it with deadly carbon monoxide. The girls, unable to escape, suffocated and died. This horrific act was Gregory's way of asserting control and punishing Faith. Gregory then carried their lifeless bodies back into the house and laid them in their beds. But he wasn't finished. He turned to Faith's teenage children, Chadney, 19, and Kara, 17. He forced Faith to watch as he shot and killed both teens execution style. This act was meant to maximize Faith's suffering, as Gregory later admitted to wanting her to feel the pain he believed she had caused him. As if that wasn't enough, Gregory attacked Faith, slashing her face with a box cutter and shooting her in the foot. Miraculously, Faith survived despite the physical and emotional torture. After committing these horrific crimes, Gregory did what he had done before. He calmly called the police and confessed and waited for the police on the porch. When asked why, he stated that he wanted Faith to suffer as he had suffered. This rationale highlights Gregory's vindictive and disturbed mindset as he sought to project his own feelings of loss and control onto his innocent victims. Gregory Green went to trial in 2017, and the court proceedings were deeply emotional. He pleaded guilty to 4 counts of second-degree murder, assault, and other charges. During the sentencing, Faith Harris Green delivered a powerful victim impact statement. She stood before the court, addressing Gregory directly, and called him a con artist and a monster. She spoke about the nightmares she endured and the unbearable pain of losing her children. Her voice broke as she described the physical scars she carried and the emotional wounds that would never heal. She revealed that doctors believed her short-term memory loss was her brain's way of protecting her from the trauma of that night. Faith also talked about how Gregory's actions affected her family. Her father, Pastor Fred Harris, who had once advocated for Gregory's release from prison, suffered a stroke just 2 weeks before the sentencing. The grief and guilt weighed heavily on him. Faith's mother, overwhelmed by the loss, struggled to get out of bed most days. These ripples of pain extended far beyond Faith alone. Pastor Harris openly expressed his deep regret for supporting Gregory's parole, saying that he never imagined Gregory would hurt his family. This acknowledgement added a layer of sorrow to the courtroom, as it was clear how much trust Gregory had betrayed. The judge sentenced Gregory to 47 to 102 years in prison, ensuring he would spend the rest of his life behind bars. This sentence brought some justice to Faith and her surviving family, but the scars left by Gregory's actions would never fully heal. Faith showed incredible resilience after the tragedy. She has since written a book titled The Monster That Killed His Family Twice, the Faith Green story, to share her experience and honor her children's memories. She also volunteers at a women's shelter in Detroit, helping other women who are escaping dangerous situations. The story of Gregory Green teaches us important lessons. It shows how critical it is to pay attention to warning signs and to take action when something feels wrong. This tragedy might have been prevented if the right steps had been taken earlier. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous situation, please reach out for help. There are people who care and want to support you. Let's work together to stop tragedies like this from happening again. Thank you for listening to today's episode. My name is Charlotte, and I truly appreciate your time and support as we uncover these difficult yet important stories. Today we remember the innocent lives lost, Coy, Khalil, Chadney, and Kara. May they rest in peace. Their memories remind us to work toward a safer world where tragedies like this are prevented. If you found this story important, please like, share, and subscribe to Secrets in the Shadows. Together, we can honor their memories and bring awareness to the issues that matter. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.